FC26 is in a dreadful state right now. You have got multiple YouTubers and creators slating the game, and some people are saying that this is an annual thing. I don't think this is close to what we've had before. Most people each year say that, oh yeah, the game's just not great, and I would like this next year, blah, 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 blah. You've actually got massive people right now that are stopping uploading this game for the first time in like a decade of doing this as their job. It's in a shocking, shocking place. And a day or two ago, Nep uploaded a video that is in a similar vein to some of these other ones. We reacted to... whose video even was it the other day? I can't remember. But we've had Pieface, we've had Nick, we've had AA, we reacted to Matt HD Gamer, that was it. And there's a lot going on. So we're going to watch Nep's video, and Nep, I think, is one of the most comparable people for me to myself. Not in terms of like the level of YouTuber or anything, but he's been playing the game for basically the same amount of time as me. We've been creating content for similar amounts of time. He started a few years before me, and obviously went huge and has carried on that success and is one of the, like, probably Mount Rushmore of FIFA YouTubers, really. So, there are things that I disagree with Nep on when it comes to this game each year, but there are many things that I do agree on. So, very intrigued to see what he's got to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and whether you enjoy these kind of reaction videos. The views on the other ones seem to do okay, and the comments get involved as well. So, let's continue that. Firstly, though, if you are still enjoying FC26, you want to go and get yourself some coins, or you want to go and get yourself some FC points, or even codes for other games if you've stopped playing this one. They now do Steam games and everything like that. Go and check out Loot Bar. By far the cheapest place to get your coins on FC26 on all platforms. 10% cheaper than others, and delivered in as fast as half an hour. Some of your favourite YouTubers are already using Loot Bar, and the reviews are fantastic. And if you use my code BirdieX at checkout, then you'll get a bigger discount on your coins. So go and check out Loot Bar in the description down below. And with each and every new promo, we get new offers from them as well. I'm going to move my camera over this side because it looks like Nep is going to be top right throughout this video. This is called EA Sports We Are Listening. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to another FC26 video, where today I've gone down a rabbit hole, guys, and I just want to share with you where I'm at because it's winding me up. I can't lie, it's winding me up. I started this by watching Run the Foot Market Nick's video this morning, and to my dismay, he did Bateson's intro, not mine, so whatever, dude. If you don't like me, just say it. But he was talking about how EA are like just kind of cooked, right? The game's just kind of cooked, and I think there's so many reasons why he's just absolutely right. But the reason why he was speaking on is I posted about the fact that the Foot Birthday promo on X, I posted on X that the Foot Birthday promo was too good. And now everything after that kind of feels futile because of what you can kind of do with evolutions and what you can do with the Foot Birthday cards.
That is mainly the case because of how overpowered playstyles are. If playstyles weren't the be-all and end-all of a card, Foot Birthday wouldn't have been this thing that basically makes you the most meta and perfect cards in the game, because stats would still rule king, but they don't. Playstyles are the one.
And for me, I find it really hard at that point then to engage in other content in the game.
Because what's the point?
After I finished watching that video, I just went onto Reddit because I kind of wanted to see what the community was kind of feeling today. And one of the first posts I see here is from Zeno, and he says, "Can someone explain to me why EA refused to fix bounce backs or tackle backs?" I haven't read and didn't read the like meat and bones of the post. This headline here was enough for me to be like, man, don't you remember like part of EA's campaign, the whole "we're listening," part of it was literally about this. So I went to
which, by the way, before he goes into this, we actually touched on this in the reaction to Matt's video. At the start of the game, they did fix tackle backs. They did fix, like, goalie rebound goals. You never saw them. But somehow, as the game has gone on, as playstyles have been even more present in the game, as higher stats have been even more present in the game, surely that should mean they happen even less. But somehow they're happening more. Bizarre.
Foot Economist's X profile, I don't want to single him out or any individual employee at EA out because they have bosses. They are not in control per se. But part of what they wanted, part of what they said, part of what they lied to our faces about was the whole we're listening to you and the whole we're going to make sure that we're communicating with you. And I've just been watching my own video of me reacting to Foot Economist.
I did that as well.
Foot Accountant talking.
It was so positive.
They Jamie says a lot to Nate here. You know, we're going to keep talking to people like you throughout the year to make sure we're getting it right. And I just came onto his account because I wanted to see when the last time he posted was.
So November why ever trust them again?
Guys, November the 12th, nearly 6 months ago in a yearly game cycle. And it just makes me think, man, EA did it again. They gave us 2 months of bells and whistles. Yep. And then as soon as they've sold their games and as soon as they've got their money, it all went down the pan. And one of the things that I was just watching here, and I want you guys to listen to some of this with me here because I've been watching through it, and they're talking a lot about the power curve, and that's the thing that's kind of got me, and that's the thing kind of where I'm at now because you know, like I say, a lot of this content here, passing feels sluggish. I was looking at my own content around this time of the year, my thoughts on the gameplay deep dive, where they're kind of like part of this. Look,
AI.
My teammates need to make better runs. Passing and dribbling feels sluggish. Change of direction feels heavy. Make gameplay better, and it's just not. Is it the worst FC game of all time? No. Maybe not. I think it depends on how you feel about it. Is it an AI intense FC game this year? Yes, it is. Have they delivered even remotely on their promises? Not at all. And I thought about
at the start of the year, I would say that they did. So I actually think that makes it even worse because at the start, my teammates need to make better runs. I don't think people were moaning about attacking AI as much as they are now. Passing and dribbling feels sluggish. That definitely wasn't the case at the start of the game. Everyone moaned about fidget spin dribbling because you could have responsive dribbling. Change of directions feels so heavy. Again, with dribbling responsiveness, I don't think that was the case. Goalie's inconsistent. They stopped the bounce backs and stuff like that. They stopped the tackle backs. But so why was that fine at the start of the game? But now, as the game has continued, how has it got back to what it was before this one? I don't understand it. At the start of this game, for months, there was no button delay for me and anything like that. Now, there is. Do they just remove some of the servers as the game goes on and that means that the connection is just worse? I don't know. It's so infuriating that we started this game with the most promising FC or FIFA that we've had, in my opinion, since FIFA 20. And now we're at a stage where it's just bad again.
This as the patch came out today or yesterday, which was just about, all they did was fix you being able to remembering what position you're on when you go and search for SBCs or for club. You know, now it will remember that you looked for a right back, so it will show you only your right backs. And I thought this year's game is literally no different whatsoever to last year's game. No different whatsoever. And so, first of all, I couldn't believe
in general.
Not even a reply. This is replies, right? So this is everything he's responded to. November the 12th was the last time that he responded to anybody, that he didn't come on to any more shows or any more podcasts. He was on the Foot Weekly podcast here with Josh XLs. He was on the show with Nate on Twitch. And there was promised more. Oh, yeah, we'll do more of this, guys. There isn't, right? It's not there. Whole year. This day last year, we got this card as an SBC. 11 months ago, by 26th of March, which is today. It's just that this was a 6 p.m. content video. And I thought, we got a road to the final this time last year. We didn't. But this card as an SBC is garbage, right? So I went on to Footbin and I went on to their history and I tried to find out, okay, what is it that we actually got last year? And we got this Dream Chasers promo. Now, something first to note is these Dream Chaser cards are all 2 Playstar Pluses. So they do not have
Yeah.
3 playstyle pluses. So the power curve has not been reduced. The power curve has not been. These cards as well, in general, are akin to...
Again, though, I do have to like slightly disagree with some of what people say about the power curve, because at the start of this year, the power curve was definitely lesser than last year. And maybe they've sort of gone back on that with some of the Evos and stuff like that. Like, I currently have squad battles going on the side, and I've got a 3 playstyle plus Joelinton, for example, right? And so the first promos of the year, the power curve was managed really, really well. But then it just feels like, again, we've gone back to normal. They started so well, and then what happened, man?
Lots of things we've got here today, especially considering the state of evolutions, right? So even this Fede Valverde right now, right here, he's got 2, 4, 6, he's got 7 base playstyles and 2 playstyle pluses. EA gave an Evo a week ago that gives 3 playstyle pluses and 8 base playstyles. And so I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, first of all, he's got like some playstyles that you probably wouldn't want. You know, they'd already patched Power Shot at this point, so this was a dead playstyle. Acrobatic isn't like too delightful. And then he just doesn't have like very good playstyles. And although he's got decent stats...
But it does have to be said also that last year playstyles didn't matter as much as this year. They were still important, but this year, like Bruiser, Intercept, Finesse Shot are on another level, aren't they? It's crazy.
Like, we have got cards like this year, so the power curve wasn't preserved. I had a look at the team of the season, the first team of the season last season. Now, we've got Dembele and João Neves. I think there was one more, maybe. No, Dembele and João Neves have both got 4 playstyle pluses. And then I looked at this Alexandro card. This is a team of the season card with 3 playstyle pluses, and he's got some decent stuff, to be fair. Like, his defensive playstyle plus is really nice, although slide tackle plus even last season was pretty terrible. He's got decent pace, he's got decent dribbling, decent defending, good physical, decent passing. But do you know, I've had centre backs in this game, and so have you guys. I've had centre backs like this in this game for months. So I thought, what power curve? And I thought, I could probably build a better Alexandro right now. And you can build with active paths right now, like nothing is missing. You can build this card right now. Okay, he only has 2 playstyle pluses, but he's missing slide tackle plus. I've given him bruiser, I've got long ball, I've got space for more playstyles and playstyle, like 1 more playstyle plus. I've got significantly better passing, very similar dribbling, very similar defending, more pace, and only slightly less physical. And I'm like, damn, like, we're 2-3 weeks ahead of where this card is in the game right now. And you can make it via evolutions. And then even if you're like,
and he's double 5-star,
you know, you can't do that on every player, you can't do that on any player. Like, once you've used that Evo, it's gone or whatever. Fair enough. So I had a look at the kind of cards that we have available, like, cheaply in the game. And we have got cards that are insane, especially the Foot Birthday. Well, Hansko is a decent option, but the Foot Birthday Oosterwolde is like 30k. Yeah. And you can still go and buy him now and then use the Foot Birthday content on him now. And then
Foot Birthday was too
put
OP.
him into an evolution because he's so low rated into party at the back, basically. So let's just pretend you've got all the playstyles that you want on him. So you've got the perfect playstyles, perfect playstyle pluses. This is pretty good anyway. Then look at this card. Dribblings is very similar to the team of the season, Alexandro. Passing's basically the same. Physical is a little less. Defending is a little less. Pace is way more. But you've got perfect playstyles. And you've got 8 playstyles and 2 playstyle pluses, which is more than the team of the season, Alexandro, bar the slide tackle plus. Like,
which no one cares about.
Yeah, is that what it's called? The playstyle plus, the slide tackle, whatever. And this card has been in the game for weeks, right? Literally weeks. And I was looking through, like
3 weeks at this
I don't really have a point to today's video, apart from the fact, as I say, I was going down a rabbit hole and I was literally getting wound up. And I just wanted to share, like, my frustration, because I don't know how EA recover from this. And
they can't. Pretty much. If something goes wrong with the power curve and stuff like that mid-game, they simply cannot recover from it. And we've seen that problem in the past. Was it like 2 years ago, maybe? Where like winter wildcards were crazy. And the boost just went so far, and suddenly the power curve just shot up. Last year was obviously just all over the place, and they mismanaged it massively. This year, I don't think the power curve itself in terms of ratings and playstyles and stuff has actually been that bad. But Foot Birthday has just ruined basically every other promo until we get to Team of the Season. And even Team of the Season, because the reason why it's so broken is not necessarily because of the power curve, because the stats of Foot Birthday players aren't as good as like their Team of the Season would be, right? Let's just take a random example of Kachawi. If Kachawi gets a Team of the Season, it's probably going to be like 3 or 4 ratings higher than her Foot Birthday, but it might not be double 5-star, and it might not have the perfect playstyles. In a normal year, where stats are the main thing that matter, that's okay, right? Double 5-star is just a bit of a perk of the Foot Birthday. Playstyles are a bit of a perk, but playstyles are just... I simply cannot believe that before this year started, they said, playstyles aren't going to matter as much this year, basically. Stats are going to be the most important thing, not playstyles. And yet we're in a position where this is why the game power curve is so broken, is because playstyles are the most important thing on every single card. And so Foot Birthday just allows you to build these perfect cards where even though the stats are a bit lower, the playstyles more than make up for it. So the power curve is done. And as soon as they thought up this idea of Foot Birthday, that was it. It was over.
We're getting to that point in time now. We're getting to that point in the, not quite in the game cycle or in the year, but we're not far off the new game spiel coming.
Yep.
And I don't know how they're going to, like, I don't know how they're going to handle it. And I'm really interested to see, do people just forget? Do people just take their whole crap from last year and go, oh, well, never mind. You know, we knew you was gaslighting us or whatever. Like, what can they do? And the what can they do is what I think about this game in general, about Ultimate Team in general. What can they genuinely do? I've been playing goals a fair bit, guys.
I still haven't tried it out. I
played goals a few months ago in a 5-a-side tournament thing within goals. And it, like, just being perfectly honest with you, I hated it, right? I absolutely hated it. Goals beta is open again now, and it's still on for another like 3 or 4 days. And Josh had said to me, you might as well like play the game, like just to do a video, just for like I played goals and like these are my thoughts sort of video. I really enjoyed it. And one of the reasons why
I might have to do that today. Today is the last day of the beta. I think it runs until basically the end of the month. So I might have to do the same because I said I was going to, and it just completely slipped my mind over the weekend. Oh dear.
I really enjoyed it, guys, is because it was simple. There's a lot of comments that are like, this game's horrible, looks like FIFA 13. Isn't what we keep asking EA for?
Yeah.
Like games like FIFA 13, FIFA 15, FIFA 17. So it doesn't matter if it's a FIFA 13 lookalike or akin to or a side to, because I think that's what we want. But the thing that I took away from goals the most, and let me go into a game here because I played a game. The thing that I took away from goals the most is there is so much space on the field. Oh, by the way, really cool feature in goals. Once you go 5-0 up against AI, the game quits. But there is space on the field. And the other thing that I really like about goals, and I made a second video on it to kind of like talk about the things that I enjoyed. Here we go. The other thing that I really like about this game is the simplicity of what's available. Let me try and get to it. Where did I look at it? Is it here? No. Is it around? Yeah, here. This is all there is in terms of being able to play the game. You've got the 1v1 knockout tournament, which seems like appeared to be the sort of tournament where you can go in.
I think the problem, I don't know exactly what he's about to say here though, but I think the problem is that is good for people that enjoyed FIFA when it was simple, right? Like I say, I've been playing this game for basically my entire life. I've been making content on this game since like FIFA 11 or 12 or something like that. Nep is the same. This new generation of players of this game series want content. They need stuff every single day. They need new Evos, new SBCs, new packs daily. Otherwise, in their mind, it's non-tent, which is crazy. And so it feels like gone are the days of just being able to hop on and have fun, because there's no rewards, there's nothing to grind, there's nothing to unlock. It shouldn't be like that. Games should be about having fun. And it really feels like over the last, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years, and maybe I'm thinking of that time frame because that's when like Foot Champs first started. When Foot Champs first began, it was really, really good. But it now seems to have grown to make every single game mode in FIFA and then FC competitive. And it feels like basically every other game is the same. It's all skill-based matchmaking, and there's no more casual play in a lot of games. It's why I've been thoroughly enjoying Battlefield 6, right? I had a miserable time when I hopped on Black Ops 6 last year because every lobby felt like I was just running into an absolute ton of sweats that were trying to go pro in the game. No matter what game mode I went in, there was no casual. If you want competitive, that's good, but it should be a choice. I always throw it back to my favorite game of all time, which was so far ahead of its time. Halo 3 came out in like 2007, something like that. This game had social and ranked matchmaking playlists. So if you wanted one experience, you could play that. If you wanted the other, you could do that. It had custom games that you could play with your friends. It had a full theatre mode. How can we not watch our replays of games in FC26, by the way? This had it nearly 20 years ago. Right? It's absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, Forge and everything like that, co-op campaign. Everything now seems to be focused towards competitive esports, Twitch, etc. And so whilst we may enjoy this, I don't know whether the average teenager does, because that's not how their brains are wired nowadays.
You play it, once you get 3 losses, you get the rewards akin to how many wins you've got. You got the 1v1 tournaments, which is just like a tournament, a 4 round. You start in round of 16, round of 32, round of 16, round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, final. There's 3 different versions of the tournament depending on squad strength. You need minimum and then maximum squads for it. And they also have the playing against computer version of these tournaments for less rewards. You got 1v1 ranked, which is effectively like rivals, but you can play as often as you want. And every time you pick up 15 points, 3 points for a win, 1 point for a loss. Every time you pick up 15 points, you get the rewards for the division you're in. And then you just start again
like
and go again.
Seasons.
There's no time. There's no like cut-off point. There's no, you got 14 out of 15 points and then the day ticked over. Too bad, you've missed out. You got to restart. None of that. You got 1v1 quick play, which is friendlies. Then you got the 5v5 lobby and the 1v1 friendly and the solo practice. That is all there is. And it was refreshing, guys. It was refreshing. And then you think to yourself, think about what Ultimate Team has right now. I don't even have my console on, but think about what Ultimate Team has right now. You've got an insane amount. You've got champs, challengers, rivals,
live
all
events,
with different reset times. You've got live foot friendlies, you've got draft, you've got squad battles, and within live foot friendlies, you've got Gauntlet, you've got tournaments, you've got the Euro campaign thing, the South American thing, you've got Rush game mode, and in Rush, there's multiple game modes within Rush for you to try and complete different objectives. In objectives, you've got milestones, you've got seasonal, you've got like, there's like daily, and like there is like Ultimate Team is so unbelievably, incredibly overwhelming that a game like Goals is just refreshing. Besides the point,
I thought the same when I played Rematch. I know Rematch is a very, very different type of game, but I thought the same. It's just different, and simple can be good. I've actually made similar points in the past that simplicity can make things much better. Like, people moan about COD and stuff like that, having hundreds of guns and 1,000 different attachments. back when it was so simple that you could just choose like 1 out of 10 attachments or something like that, it just felt so much better and less convoluted, and you have like choice paralysis when there's too much stuff, but also at the same time, when there is so much to do, it then turns into what is the best use of time, like what's the most meta thing for me to play. And so instead of playing Rush, because even though it can be enjoyable, it doesn't get you the rewards that Rivals or Champs does. You're going to spend your time on that. And I have said for years and years now, what is the one thing that I would like added into Ultimate Team? Bring me back online single matches where whatever the result of the game, win, loss, draw, doesn't matter, you get like 1,000 coins, right? There's no benefit to winning, there's no benefit to losing or anything like that. You can go in, you can play however the hell you want, you can go and try and skill everybody or do your evos or whatever. Just give me a casual place to play that has no skill-based matchmaking and is just calm. But we don't have that.
I was going back through some of this content I was watching here. Let me just sort the audio out so you guys can hear it too. Right, you guys will be able to hear this with me now. And so this was me reacting. This is me reacting to this, right? EA Sports FC, we hear you. Do ya?
Gameplay.
Do ya?
Community feedback. Not on board as much as fewer bounce backs.
This. Can somebody explain to me why EA refused to fix bounce backs or tackle backs? More consistent outcomes, fewer bounce backs, rewards good timing, cleaner interceptions, more controlled interceptions, cleaner slide tackles. What a load of, you know.
I mean, I do actually agree with some of these, though. Like, especially the interceptions. Although that's mainly due to the play style, isn't it? Same with slide tackles. If you have a slide tackle play style on a player, they are phenomenal. But once again, that comes back to the problem of play styles overriding the core gameplay mechanics and stats, doesn't it? Which is stupid.
What a genuine...
We understand.
Make gameplay faster. It's not.
We'll go back and
There's something that I want to go back to that come off of here.
We'll go through the video.
Why not both?
Frame by frame,
like some of it was decent. More agility.
And like that's fair enough. You know, sometimes we've got more pace.
More pace even when they're tired. I'm reacting to this here in this video, right? And I'm going, yeah, that's fair enough. No, it's not. More pace. This game is built around pace, man. So stupid. If you don't have Quick Step Plus on your centre backs, you're cooked. You're cooked.
No,
the one that I found the most interesting, not even just the fluid dribbling, fewer deflections. This passing feels sluggish, right? Passing feels sluggish. Look what they've done here. They've done this whole thing, FC26 to FC25 to FC26 into competitive. Oh, you're able to ping, 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 ping. What a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. If you don't have ticky, pinged, incisive, even with the update that they did where they changed stats to be a bit more impactful, or attributes, should I say, to be a bit more impactful, you can't pass the ball. Even in big old March, nearly April, you can't pass the ball. And so I kind of like looking at this and I'm just like, what went wrong?
New skill move.
Once again, yeah, the play styles... Because I'm sitting here thinking, I can score some really nice goals with amazing passing build-up. But a lot of that, I imagine, all the players that are involved there probably have passing play styles, and that's the reason why I can do that stuff. It's... I think that is honestly the biggest problem out of everything that they said at the start of the year, was the impact of play styles and how... fundamentally incorrect that was, and we're now here 6 months after release and they still haven't fixed that major problem with the game after saying this was the year where they'd listen to the community.
What went wrong?
New skill move. And another new skill
Trickster
move.
Rainbows is quite nice. Smarter goalkeeper movement. We've got another year where shooting is incredibly imbalanced. to the point where power shots, even after the update, power shots, you can score them now. You couldn't before the patch, but you can score them now. But they are one of the lowest, efficient ways of scoring, the least efficient ways of scoring.
Yeah, there's
headers
still no real
are
reason.
really difficult to score. You need
Headers
a big man meta for it. Low drivens are really impactful, and then game changer is also really impactful, and then finesse shot is just the best way to score. It's the most efficient way to score. You'll get the greatest success rate out of it.
Yep.
And it's another instance of another year where everything is completely unbalanced.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that something's not always just going to be a bit more impactful, but there should be viable ways to score with all different situations. You know, acrobatic might as well be removed from the game.
Yeah.
Precision header was really strong at the start of the game cycle. They nerfed it. Enforcer Plus specifically, was unbelievably strong at the start of the game, and they killed it. They didn't just nerf it to the point where it's now situational or where it's still strong but not as strong. They just killed it to the point where it's almost irrelevant.
I say this every single year. If something is too good, EA don't know how to nerf something to the point where it's good, but it's not unbelievable, right? And so that's why when you saw earlier in the year the patch where they massively nerfed technical dribbling, and then they brought it basically back up to exactly what it was, they don't know how to nerf things without killing them completely. And this happens every year. You'll have one thing, they completely got rid of Trivellas, basically, right? You can't now manually trigger them because they were too good. And it feels like they didn't know how to fix that, so they just got rid of it completely. It's shocking how poorly balanced everything is every year. It wouldn't surprise me if next year headers are meta, because they'll buff them from what they were this year, but they'll go too far and then they'll be really overpowered. It's so frustrating that they can just never, ever fix the balancing. And I think one of the problems with that is because every year they feel like they need to add a new mechanic, but then that is either nowhere near good enough or way too good, and therefore they don't balance the other things that needed touching, because instead we're focusing on the new mechanic. Just make everything viable. If I want to play a meta where I'm using Whip Pass Plus and Precision Header Plus with Peter Crouch up front, that should be viable. But it isn't, because it's not balanced.
And so EA have cultivated this game again, where you have to have very explicit playstyles. You know, looking at this, the Alexandra that I kind of show you, right now in this game for a centre back, you need ping pass, long ball pass, jockey block, intercept, and anticipate. One or two of those as playstyle pluses. Bruiser, probably Bruiser Plus, because they didn't nerf that in the new patch. And quick step. Once you've got those playstyles, your centre back is done. That's it.
Yeah.
You are just done. And that's the power curve right there. And then it's about, can you get your stats up? And the answer is yes. But as we go on here,
movement, the
low driven power shot was terrible.
A lot to break down.
Terrible.
There was some more. And
The
that's
kits.
just the start.
Yeah, that was just the start. Inspired by you. I said this, I remember saying this as I was reacting to
so
this content from
sad.
EA 7 months ago, or however long ago it was, 8 months ago maybe now. It's very easy to say we listened when 100 things are said and one of them is kind of what you was going to do anyway, and then you go, hey, we're listening. Like, for example, if I said to you guys, all right, I want everybody in the comment section of this video to tell me what video I should make tomorrow. And if one of them was just kind of what I was planning on doing anyway, I could be like, guys, look at me, I'm listening to you. Look, my comments said that they wanted a video around playstyle pluses. I'm making a video around playstyle pluses. Look, I'm listening to you. That's not listening. That's just, it's so disingenuous to say that this game is inspired by us, because us or you, we all have different ideas of what we want and need and think the game should be. So you can't be inspired by us because there are too many voices to have an actual...
We're going to take that in a moment as well.
I agree in a sense, but also if the vast majority of people, 90+% of people from all levels of player, pros all the way down to the full-on casuals, if they are all saying that playstyles are broken, they're making way too much of a difference, and stats don't matter anymore, you should be able to listen to that. If everyone for the past however many years was saying, I'm conceding too many rebound goals, they did fix that. I think that's one that people are actually forgetting just how bad it was. So many rebound goals used to happen in every single game. And they did actually finally fix that because everyone moaned about it. But there are many other things where, yes, the opinions are slightly different. And so it's really hard to curate those into a fix that works for everybody.
Have like an actual response, right? And this is all it was for, to get you to buy the pre-order. And did we? Yes. Did I? Yes. Did you? Probably. They gave us the gameplay trailer, and this was whatever. But I went on to like another video that I made, and again, it's here. Make gameplay better.
Maybe we'll take...
Is gameplay better? It's just not. This year's game, I just saw a post. I can't remember where it was from, but I just saw a post on X from a really well-respected community member who's very good at the game. And they were basically talking about how this game is just AI central. Like, you're basically playing against the AI. You're playing, once you've got the ball, you're playing against the AI. And then when your opponent wins the ball, they're playing against your AI. And it's just who can manipulate the AI better. You might as well be playing squad battles, right? So they haven't made the gameplay better. They went on a deep dive here for the 2 gameplay presets. That was fine. They talked about, look, refined gameplay fundamentals for pace, passing, tackling, saves, physicality, shooting, agility. What have they refined? What have they refined? I get it, right? It's just football. There's not much they can do. They can't like reinvent the wheel with this. I'm not trying to say that they can. Community-inspired features and updates, play styles, player roles, high contrast mode. So high contrast mode, fair play. That's sick from EA. They've done a good job on that. Play styles are still the most important thing in the entire game by far, to the point where it's ruined the game, right? Yep. Player roles, I think player roles a lot. I think EA realized that player roles are irrelevant because almost everybody has every player role now, because it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense. Like players, you know, a left wing who hasn't got inside forward plus shouldn't be sitting there scratching their head going, oh, he keeps playing the ball in there. Like, I'm just going to stay out here though because I don't know the run. Yeah, like, it's just such a stupid mechanic. But
it is.
Play styles are just...
You're actively making like players positioning worse just so that you can add in a new role mechanic. Stupid.
Too strong. There was one other bit in here before I want to come to this this thing with Jamie here. I've been listening to this a lot. I was kind of like sat there doing some other bits, listening to this, and there was just a lot of things here that were spoken on that really frustrate me to where the game is right now.
Things like the rewards that you get for community.
And they're talking here about the power curve, and I just want us to listen for a moment.
Enjoy sort of the items that they go and earn, and just kind of like, you know, get used to them, sort of grow affinity with them, etc. So anyway, with that in mind,
so they want us to get used to and grow affinity with our players. Some people have because they've manipulated evos from the very start of the game, but there's been so many promos and the power curve has moved so fast this year. I would dare say as fast as ever, but listen to what they say.
Slow down the power curve. There's a couple things that you could expect to happen as a result. The first is that like the lifespan, if you will, of some of the like base content at the beginning of the year is hopefully going to extend. So you're looking at
it didn't.
Like gold items sticking around for a little bit longer.
He said gold items sticking around for longer. They didn't.
Beautiful. We love that.
Same thing with the icons.
Base icons, they didn't. They're dead.
Base icons are an absolute waste when we get so many different promo cards, and it would be different if they updated the stats and ratings of some of these cards, but they just keep them the same every year, even though that makes them worse year by year.
They were dead. They were dead before they were even alive. It's crazy.
Piece is that, especially as we get into sort of like a, sort of like a Black Friday through holiday window, and then like team of the year into team of the season, that kind of window. You can expect like the pace at which, we're going to like upgrade the stats of the players in those campaigns is probably going to come down a bit as well.
Okay. He said the pace of which we're going to upgrade the stats of those players is probably going to come down a bit. You couldn't be further from the truth.
I think at the start of the game, this is where I slightly disagree. At the start of the game, what he says there is true. For example, what was the first promo? Was it Cornerstones or Ratings Reload? I think it was Cornerstones, wasn't it? You had someone like Florian Wirtz get in the first promo of the year, and he only got like +1s on his card. He didn't even get a rating increase. I think he got like 2 or 3 +1s. And so at the start of the year, the idea was to raise the floor, not the ceiling. And I think they actually did a really good job of that for maybe the first couple of months, where the highest rate, I think Valverde was also involved in like one of the first 2 promos and had the same thing, where it basically wasn't an upgrade other than the card design. And so the ceiling you didn't need a +3 on Wirtz day one of the game, did you, right? Because he's already 89 rated. So I think they did a good job there, and they were raising the floor with all of these different players in the promo. The problem is that once again, as the year goes on, they just sort of move away from that idea, and suddenly they're trying to raise the ceiling with every single promo, and the floor stays where it is. So we're getting promos now. We're at the end of March going into April, and you're getting like 87, 88 rated cards coming out in these newest promos that are instantly discard value because you're not raising the floor. It's just frustrating again how different it is now compared to the start of the year.
Couldn't be further from the truth. And again, it's due to evolutions and the way that they don't understand how to manage evolutions.
Yeah, their balance of evos is
people have got
horrible.
Players with 99s in all key areas or high 90s in all key areas. And it's not just now, like in April or end of March. It's been this way since like September, October, November, which is why they had to completely obliterate Evos for a couple of months, because people were making insane cards.
Yeah.
And so people have got these like top end, top stat cards with perfect playstyles, with perfect playstyle pluses and perfect attributes, just not maxed attributes. So what I mean by that is, like, you might right now have a centre mid with 95 short pass, long pass, and vision, and then really low stats elsewhere, whereas a team of the season version will be 95 short pass, long pass, and vision with like 93s and 94s in the other stats, rather than the 60s and 70s that you might have. But we've had these cards for a long time.
Free kick
so the power curve,
and
thanks to evolutions, has been skyrocketed, and it leaves me concerned. There's 2 things that I'm like worried about for next year. The first one is, again, that evolutions are easily to manipulate, right? There's a very, very clear path of get a stat imbalance on a player, really easy to do thanks to the way that EA do things, then boost the overall of the face card stat to boost the imbalance stats up to the high 90s.
Yeah, so you add like short and long passing onto your player to the point where they're in like the 80s, whereas your curve, your crossing, your free kick accuracy are really low. Then you get an Evo that just bumps up the passing overall, and all of a sudden, because those key stats are above your overall passing, when your overall passing gets a boost, they get boosted even more. And I don't know how this is still happening, to be honest. Well, it's incompetence, isn't it? Not understanding the players in the game.
Then fix the rest of them with future Evos. It's a really simple process. It's really impactful. And if you get the right playstyles on the players as well, you're golden. If they don't change that for next year, evolutions are once again going to obliterate this game, right? They're just going to obliterate it. The second thing is playstyles. We are once again in a game cycle where playstyles are absolutely everything. Everything. And it just doesn't make sense that you can look at that Oosterwald card with 88 defending, 89 physical, and because he's got perfect playstyles and playstyle pluses through the Foot Birthday Bakery, with Quick Step Plus and Anticipate Plus, I've got Bruiser on him and all the defensive play styles with Ping Pass and Tiki Pass, I would take that over a guy that's got 98 defending, 98 physical, but doesn't have those play styles. Like all day, every day. It's night and day how broken play styles are in this game. And so you do see at a high level and at that kind of top end of champs and top end of rivals, everyone's just got the same cards with the same play styles and like the same, and plays the same way, because there is a one-dimensional way to play. And if EA don't remove play styles next year, it's gonna be the same. Again, it just is.
Unless they massively nerf it so that playstyles just don't make that much of a difference. For example, you could have it so that having a playstyle sort of gives you the equivalent of like +5 in a stat. Having a playstyle plus gives you the equivalent of +10 in a stat. And so therefore, if you're using a guy that has 50 long shots and 50 curve with finesse plus, he's not going to play as if he's got 99 in those stats. He's going to play as if he's got 60. And so therefore, a player with more stats but without the playstyles would still be better. That's the only way for me that playstyles will work, is if we basically get told this is the stat equivalent of what this playstyle does, and they need to not be massive. I think that's the fix. Anticipate basically goes directly into your standing tackle. Slide tackle obviously goes to slide tackle. Intercept goes into your interception stat. And so if you have 80 interceptions, but you have intercept as a playstyle, you basically have 85. Right? So that it's visual, but also numerical. We know instantly what that means. It could even be that playstyles don't exist other than basically telling you on the face of it, oh yeah, this guy specializes in this because he's got this high of a stat. The balance currently, I have no idea what like Intercept Plus does to your interceptions. It feels like it takes it to 99, which is just stupid.
Now,
so he carries on.
Lovely. Still to be confirmed, but you can kind of think of it as the ways that we're actually going to like mechanically do that, if you will. And this is something that like obviously we're going to need to stay close with folks like yourself in the community.
Stay close with folks like yourself in the community. We've had one post in January about play styles and stats and the power curve, and we got nothing. We got a patch back from it that changed nothing. Genuinely, it just didn't.
Make sure that like we're doing this in a way that like feels good for everybody. Yeah. Is that you can expect things like the rewards that you get for objectives or game modes or
be less, way less,
or maybe the power.
This is where
way less.
This is where I stopped the video and I started making this video. I stopped watching this and I was like, you know, I have to talk about this, because what they did at the start is they did give us like Rivals rewards and Champs rewards. Even now, I don't play Rivals or Champs, guys. Not because I'm scared of competition, not because I don't want to test myself.
Not worth it.
But because it's just not worth the time. And the reason why it's not worth the time is because the rewards, let me get the web app up here, is because the rewards are absolutely garbage, right? Absolutely garbage for your time.
Yeah.
Live events offer a much better return on your time.
Yep.
But for Ultimate Team, in Champs, and where's Rivals here? Competitions. Oh wow, it's only showing me squad battles and rush. Damn, I don't even know how to get to. I don't even know how to get to Champs and Rivals on on the web app. Let me log into the game then real quick here. Yeah, it's fair to say that they did nerf rewards, and it's fair to say that compared to what you need each day, what you can actually get is terrible. Like, if you look at what's on offer right now, we will look at what's on offer right now, right? You got the 89 plus Team 1 Foot Birthday player pick, the 89 plus Team 2 Foot Birthday player pick, the Team 1, the Foot Birthday Team 2 pack, 3 Max 89 Team 2 packs, 3 Max 89 Answer the Call packs, the 1 of 3 or 1 of 4 89, the 1 of 3 or 1 of 4 Foot Answer the Call like pack. Like, let's just take a look at these upgrades here.
There's so
1 of 3 89 plus Team 1 player pick, the Max 89
you just
Answer
need
the
so
Call,
much
Max
fodder
89
that you
Team
can't
2, the
get.
Foot Birthday Team 2 upgrade, the 88 Encore Icon upgrade, the player pick for Festival Football Answer the Call, 89 plus 2 team guarantee, the 1 of 3 88 campaign mix player pick, the 1 of 3 89 plus foot birthday pick, the 88 mix heroes pick, the 88 plus Encore Icon player pick, the Answer the Call upgrade, which is like that's the simple one, and then like this stuff is like kind of a lot easier. And a lot nicer. You've got the 5-star baller Evo 1 and 2, which is an 84 and an 86 rated squad. 83 by 14s. Like, these upgrade ones are quite nice because they facilitate these upgrade ones at the start. But there's so much of this. You can't do this every day without grinding, using like Pale Tools or Foot Genie to grind like League SBCs. But there's no way to get the fodder for this. Along with the fact that there's an insane amount of players. Now, you might be here saying, hey, not every bit of content is for everyone. Fair enough. But there's an insane amount here. Like, it's overwhelming, and we haven't even looked at the icons as well, where there's an insane amount here, and they're crazy overpriced, right? And so when you look at what you obtain from division rivals, and we will go straight in at Division 1. I don't want to go to Elite, because Elite's like a different breed of player, but we will go to Division 1, right? Wait, leaderboards? I didn't even know they existed. Why won't it let me see that? There we go. Let's go up to Division 1. Now, to get to get top rewards in Division 1, you need to obtain 24 points, which is not easy because the game mode is so sweaty, right? Yeah, but in Division 1, when we preview these rewards, these top-end rewards,
Div 4's miserable.
You get a 1 of 587 plus rare gold player pick, so you get one player. You get 75 by 81 plus. I've seen a whole bunch of these be opened, and they are mostly 84s and below. Yep. And then maybe like
they stink.
8 to 10 cards are sort of like 85 and above, right? You get 50 by 81. Similar, right? I mean, it's a lot of players, don't get me wrong. And this gives a good amount of fodder that might get you through one day of the upgrade objectives. An 85 by 4, an 85 by 3 team of the week pack twice, untradeable, and 60k coins. This is for effectively the top players in the game. In fact, let's go one further and look at the elite rewards and look at these top rewards. So you get a 1 of 588 plus rare gold player untradeable, a 82 by 75 untradeable, which is pretty good. 3 basically 9 team of the weeks untradeable, 65k coins, an 86 by 4, and a 50 by 82 tradable. And you might be looking at that thinking, that's not bad. It is bad. This is for the top players in the game for a week's worth of playing this game mode. And this is what I was saying about goals. In goals, even if you're in a top division, once you've got your 15 points, you get your reward, you can go again. If this was like, I could get 24 points, and then after I got my 24 points, it resets, and I could go and do it again, and I could get this again, and I could literally farm this.
Which, for those of you that may not have played the game for that long, before Div Rivals existed, that is how Seasons was. Or Divisions. I can't remember exactly what they called it. I think it was just Divisions. And yeah, if you won like Div 1, which you had to win like 7 out of 10 games to win it's how you got promoted and relegated, was how many wins out of 10 you got, right? And you could just keep doing it over and over and over. There was no limit. So in Div 1, I believe if you won 7 out of 10, you won the prize for like being the champion of Div 1, which was like 30,000 coins and something like that. That's how it used to be. So if you were amazing at the game, you could just rinse it over and over and over. Nowadays, yeah, it's weekly.
It's different. I would sit here looking at these rewards going, yeah, fair enough. That's incredible. Then if you look at what people have, where people genuinely are, and I think a lot of people would like to think that they deserve to be in a higher division that they are actually in, but most people reside in Division 5 and 6, right? So when we look at these Division 5 rewards, you get a 50 by 75 untradeable. 50 by 75. Do you know how many? There's hundreds of players down at that level. You get one untradeable player pick, a 75 by 10 tradable, and 12k coins. For like if you're a Division 5 player, the difficulty of games in this division are the same for you as the guy in Elite. He might be a better player, but he's playing better players. You're at the level you're at. You're playing someone at the level you're at. Why don't you deserve the same reward for playing at your max level? I know why you don't do it, because people will just sandbag and smurf and stuff, and that'll be bad for the game. But so rivals there, and then champs, let's say 8 wins is like a fair, 8-9 wins is a fair assessment of where your average player will get 2 player picks that are 85 rated plus, a road to the final guaranteed pack, a team
Champs
of the week,
rewards
an 86 by 7, an 83 by 20, and 50k coins, or 15 games of champs. Those are your rewards, right? So going back to what I was watching there on that show from the start of the year, EA said they were going to nerf the rewards. Yeah, fair enough. The rewards have been nerfed. And in fact, it's fair to say that these are good.
They are nerfed, but then, yeah, when you compare them to like doing the Gauntlet, which is significantly easier, and you get way better reward, like more chance of packing a promo card from your Gauntlet rewards than you are from most of your champ stuff. Like I've got 13 wins a couple of times in the last month. 2 of my last 3 weekends, I've got 13 wins. I have absolutely nothing more to show for it than if I was getting 9 wins. A few more coins, right? And a few more tradable cards. But again, nothing big, no like crazy promos, right? Just no.
Compared to what the rewards were at the start of the game cycle, leading into like team of the year and stuff. But there's more availability of packs in the SBC section than there is in the gameplay section, which doesn't make any sense. There's even more availability, and this is where the power, that whole like, oh, your items are going to last longer and we're going to nerf rewards to kind of like steady the power curve, like goes down the pan. Look how many promo packs there are and have been every single bloody day.
How much would it cost
Millions
you?
of coins worth of promo packs that guarantee cards of high quality, and at worst case scenario guarantee elite tier fodder, which means every time you release an elite tier SBC, somebody that goes to the store can have it. How is that fixing the power curve? Just forcing people to pay for it rather than giving it through the game. That's not you changing the power curve. That's you saying you either pay for the power curve or you don't get the power curve. That's not like that. That's not doing what they said they're doing here. Here.
Yeah.
Where he says you can expect rewards that you get from objectives or game modes, or maybe the power of the enemy. I think he's talking about evolutions are going to come down.
I know we want so that we can get. We possibly can.
Like, yeah,
the board
they did.
Situation where,
but the store packs didn't. Look. I'm not listening. I'm just.
The store packs at the very beginning of the game were lesser than like last year, but then we've now got to a point where that just isn't the case, and they are just as gargantuan. And not only that, you've got SBCs coming out like immediately once a promo launches, where you can get guaranteed cards from the promo. So Champs is supposed to be like the biggest of the best when it comes to game modes and getting you rewards and stuff like that. But then you'll have like a live event where you have to win 12 games with no game limit, and you'll get like multiple guaranteed. You'll get like a FUT Birthday 1 of 5 pick or something like that from something ridiculously easy. And the balance is just so off.
Reading the text here. Make sure that we can actually slow things down. We have to sort of like decrease sort of the accessibility, if you will, of some of that content. You did decrease the accessibility of the content. You did not decrease the accessibility of the store packs.
It's true.
And so anyway, guys, I'm not going to keep rambling on. That's where I'm going to end it for today. I don't know where EA go from here for the rest of this game cycle. I don't know where EA go from here for next year.
Nope.
I have a feeling, and I've spoken about this like a couple of times, right? I have a feeling Ultimate Team is going to become niche. I have a feeling FIFA is going to become a niche game. My like views across the board of any content creator are absolutely on the floor. It doesn't matter who you are. Orzio's numbers are down. Run the Foot Market Nick's numbers are down. Bateson's, mine numbers, like AA9 Skills numbers are down. And people are pivoting. They're going to other games or to like other football related content. The thing that I have as a concern for this game is that I uploaded a goals video. It's got 2 or more, almost 3 times more views than my FIFA content. And then I uploaded a second goals video and it got more views than my standard FIFA content. And the content that I upload that's more about like, here's how to get things quicker, that does better than here's me playing the game.
Yeah.
Because the game is chalked and the game is cooked. And
I find exactly the same thing. Like tutorial videos and stuff like that of what is the quickest way to get all of the new silver icons and stuff like that. Those videos do so much better than basically anything else because all people care about is getting everything as quick as they can rather than having to actually play the game. It's bad.
People treat this like a collection agency, and so maybe EA should lean into that for next year. Maybe they should, because the truth of the matter is this game, they didn't deliver on their promises, on their lies at the start of the year. They have not listened to us. They have not kept in kind of communication with us. No. They have not done their best to make the power curve slow down. I genuinely would argue the fact that this has been a more broken power curve thanks to their mismanagement of evolutions and store packs, and they've just ballsed up the game completely. And I've said this for a few years now, and I'm firmly in this camp more so than ever before. But they need a new game mode to build that will surpass Ultimate Team, or they just need to completely rebuild Ultimate Team from scratch and have it fit like modern gaming and the ideals of modern gaming, because right now it just doesn't. Anyway, that's going to be the end for me for now.
A couple of things to sort of end off. Modern gaming, though, feels like it is all about meta. It's all about winning. It's all about competitiveness, right? In most online multiplayer things, that feels like it's the case. And so this game does actually lean into that. But I think it's proof right here. How to build broken Evo cards is the one getting the most views per hour, right? Compared to Road to Glories and everything like that. And it's sad that this is the state that it has gone to. And EA's answer is to let's build an open world mode. Is that going to fix things to try and bring in more social gaming, more casual gaming? Maybe, but in my mind that only works if it's free to play. You've got so much monetization in this game. You're doing paid season passes, battle passes, however you want to describe them. Those are normally features in free-to-play games that give you benefits if you do spend some money, not necessarily in terms of like pay-to-win, but cool cosmetics and different things like that. The one in this game is, in theory, actually a bit pay-to-win because it gives you evos, it gives you cards, it gives you packs and everything like that. But then you've obviously got all of the packs in the store and stuff like that. I genuinely... I think the only way that this game series turns itself around, other than completely resetting and not fully starting from scratch, but near to that point, stripping it down to its core components and building back up from there, I think the only way that they have a chance of bringing back the player base that it had is by making it free to play and building on it in that way. I think having the social aspect of this like open world thing where you can build your character and pro clubs and all of that links in is cool. And maybe even in Ultimate Team, right? Maybe you can use your character in pro clubs or Ultimate Team as a card. And you build up that card by doing this social gaming, going and playing like Volta Arcade-esque games and Russian stuff in this open city. I don't know how on earth they are going to get people to buy the next game that only bought... Like, a lot of people were probably on the fence as to whether to buy FC26 based on how bad the last few years... Like, FC25 for me is the worst game I've ever played. My least favourite video game. I'm turning 32 this year. I've never played a game that I've disliked more. It was dreadful. So many people would have only bought 26 because EA marketed it in the way that they did. We're fixing your problems. This is your game. But then they've backtracked on that after the first like 2 or 3 months or so of doing it. So why would you believe them again and get the next one? What possible reason would you believe that they're going to right the wrongs that was the entire point of this game. I don't know where they go from here. I said it in the map video. I think I've got one more of these games in me to make content on and stuff like that. And I don't know what they do. I really don't. And it says a lot when people that have been around the series, Ultimate Team specifically, since it began in 2009, so many people are just completely and utterly done. They're over it, and they think that EA are in the worst position they've potentially ever been in. I mean, COD has had a shocking year, and maybe they need a bit of a reset. This game, it needs something. But the problem is, what is that something? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.